You need to watch Classic Who to say you are a true Whovian. Tut tut, get the finger out and start watching. And go get a DVD, Blu-ray sets. You don't know what you've been missing. Call yourself a fan.
These are just some of the lovely comments that I get every single day.
You're not a true Doctor Who fan.
So I set myself a challenge. Watch 7 classic Doctor Who stories from 7 doctors in 7 weeks. So strap in, because today we're watching...
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! The 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. We did it. We have made it to the final episode of my 7-part series where I watch classic Doctor Who in 2025. I really hope everyone's enjoyed this series thus far, but it's not over yet. We have one more story to watch. And I've got this DVD collection here from Tim. Tim, you've been a legend, thank you. But I realized that I've grabbed so many stories and there isn't a single Sylvester McCoy story in here. So what the heck are we gonna watch today? Well, for me right now, as I'm filming this video, the Interstellar Song Contest just came out, and at the end of that, there was a massive reveal that Mrs. Flood was in fact the Rani. I know, shocker. But I don't know much about the Rani. I know that they are a Time Lord, I know that they're a Time Lady, and that they are a scientist, and that they're only in 2 stories. And one of those happens to be a Sylvester McCoy story. So in order for me to do my research for the season 2 finale, which has been probably out for months when you're seeing this video, but I have no idea. I hope the finale is good. It's been a really fun season. We are going to watch Time and the Rani, which is the first serial of the 24th season of Doctor Who. And another fun fact is that I think this was the first episode with Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor. And it's got Mel in it. Ooh, this could make the finale very interesting. Well, I think this is essential viewing. Let's see if I can get it hooked up to the TV. We're on. Is this the intro? What? This isn't... Oh! Damn, we didn't need the Disney budget when we have this. I wonder if we still have the Disney budget when this video is getting released. All right, let's enjoy the episode.
The first Rani has returned after her last encounter with the Doctor, with yet another malicious scientific scheme. Taking advantage of the Doctor's post-regeneration trauma, the Rani hopes to achieve control of an approaching asteroid comprised entirely of a strange matter. Can the Doctor figure out he is being used for the Rani's evil experiment? And what is behind the door that Rani won't allow the Doctor past? The Rani makes her way onto the TARDIS and there is a freshly regenerated Doctor. Look at that!
That looks better than I remembered. Was that like a remastered something? Anyway, one of the best looking intro sequences ever. What I'm curious about is how is the Rani such a fan favorite character if she's only appeared in 2 stories? I'm very intrigued by that. And it's good to see that she's wearing red here because she was wearing red in the Interstellar Song Contest, so I like that there's some consistency there.
The 7th Doctor falls. He is suffering from a post-regeneration high and is acting more wild than usual. We're in the Rani's lab here, I believe, and she is doing some strange experiments. We see that she's housing Albert Einstein and some other various geniuses. Watching back the footage, it's interesting to see how much I was invested in this episode, considering so many of you warned me specifically not to watch this episode. I got so many comments. Anyways, Mel is in this. Remember Mel? They brought her back for the new series and she just kind of stood there. Anyway, Mel begins to run and then sees this person and they start doing the weapons run. She trips on this trap, gets stuck in a big floating ball and then f***ing explodes. Now let's talk about cosplay, because the Rani is gaslighting the Doctor into thinking she's Mel. I thought the meddling monk was Classic Who's #1 gaslighter. Absolutely not. This takes it to a new level. The Rani attempts to convince the Doctor to repair some of the broken machinery in his lab, and then Sylvester, of course, has to play the spoons.
Here's a fun fact. I actually met Sylvester. I was a cameraman for the 50% Boys when they interviewed him, and Sylvester's a very, very nice guy. But at the convention he was doing, he played the spoons on my head.
Then I was blessed with one of the best Doctor choosing their outfit scenes ever. Goodbye, Christmas Invasion. Hello, Time in the Rani.
I have very much enjoyed this rewatch for moments like that.
And then Mel gets caught in one of those bubbles and the episode ends.
Okay, and that is the end of part 1, and I've got to say, I am enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. I forgot how much I enjoy a Doctor's first story, especially if they're doing the, post-regeneration. They're a bit hazy. And it seems that the Rani has taken full advantage of that and is doing the absolute most to trick and gaslight the Doctor. I'll have to look it up, but whoever the actress is that's playing the Rani is doing a stellar job, because she can be really stern, like, yes, I'm a time lady, and then she can be like, I'm Bonnie, oh, Doctor, please help me. It's good stuff. Let's get on with part 2. Part 2 has officially started, and I think it's also worth saying just how good Sylvester is. He's absolutely fantastic. I've seen a few Sylvester episodes, but it's nice to see that he was this good right from the get-go. He's an absolute class act.
Part 2 is here, and Mel's fine. She landed in a lake. It's all good. The Doctor starts asking a few more questions and starts doubting what Mel, in quotation marks, Mel, is saying. But then the real Mel is confronted with this handsome beast. Oh, hello. Oh, we love it. Look at you.
Uh-oh, the Doctor just brought up the fact that, oh, one of the materials we should be using is a biodegradable thing. You know, we don't want to be using non-biodegradables like you do back on Earth, Mel. Uh-oh, is that commentary on us as the human race? Oh, Doctor Who's gone woke. Hashtag go woke, go broke.
Meanwhile, the Doctor is slowly working it out. He's realized that he's been duped. Call him bloody Doctor Duped.
I feel like it was a note from Sylvester that he needs to get the spoons in at least every episode of his season.
And then this handsome beast tries to capture Mel. But because the Rani is cosplaying, he gets confused and captures her instead. Nothing like a taste of your own medicine, Rani. Then real Mel finds the Doctor and confronts him. And then pulls this move? What the heck? Can I see that again?
Whoa, what?
And then they keep going. It becomes a WWE match. What is happening? But it's not long until they are friends again. Meanwhile, we get to see the Rani's TARDIS exterior, and it's so damn cool. Look at it. It's a pyramid. The Rani meets back up with the Doctor and reveals her identity. And Sylvester has got moves. Round 2, baby, let's go! And then the episode ends with the Doctor getting stuck in this pit with another handsome beast. Ah!
Now look, I've seen a few Sylvester stories. I saw The Curse of Fenric and The Remembrance of the Dalek. And those are 2 fan favorite, worldwide esteemed, worldwide acclaimed episodes. I haven't really heard much of this episode, The Time in the Rani. But I've got to say, I'm having a time. I'm having the time of my life. I'm really enjoying this story. I can't say that I'm enjoying it more than those other 2. But unfortunately, I have to go to work to pay rent, which is annoying. So I'll see you in part 3 of this fantastic story. But before we do, hey, why not consider subscribing to the channel? This series has been a lot of fun to make, and it's a shame that it's coming to an end, but I do intend to do more stuff like this in the future, so please subscribe to the channel. It takes 2 seconds and it's free, and I would very much appreciate it if you did. Thank you. All right, see you in part 3. Hello, it's like 6 days later, and Wish World is tonight. So there is no point messing around. We're going to finish The Time in the Rani. I'm very much enjoying this story so far. So let's see what part 3 has for us.
The Doctor is able to escape attack because these weird bat things get fed, and the Doctor's like, I'm a bounce, I'm get out of here. Anyway, I bloody love Sylvester. Look at this physical comedy. He's just a born performer.
I just want to know what's behind the door. What is behind the mysterious door? They've been playing on this mystery for so long now, and it's annoyed me. I'm getting flashbacks to Series 10 with the Vault.
Shut up about the Vault, because there are other things going on, like Mel being attacked by this handsome beast, and he used a little tongue action? Meanwhile, this guy shows the Doctor the center of leisure and explains that his people have become lazy. Look at them all, they're just chilling. They're doom scrolling on TikTok. The Rani then turns on this disco ball in the center of leisure, releasing killer insects. I had no idea what the f was happening.
Murder on the dance floor, am I right?
Do you still insist that Bella should
And then Mel is a hologram? What is happening?
Oh my god, wait, are we about to see what's behind the door? Oh!
Finally, we see what's behind the door, and it's a big, gross brain. The Rani then feeds the Doctor's intellect into the brain, and it starts working. The Doctor's brain suggests a new approach to the problem that she is trying to solve, and the episode ends.
Ah, okay, so the episode just ended, and it looks like the Doctor's getting uploaded to this massive, scary-looking brain. The Rani's plan is coming together, and I really hope that episode 4... Oh my gosh, I think episode 4 has just started in the background right now. So yeah, let's watch the final part of the time in the Rani.
To the Rani's annoyance, the brain starts spouting out bad puns and nonsense. Because she connected the Doctor up, what did she expect?
Some of the best line delivery in all of Doctor Who. I'll kill him!
And then it's round 3 of WWE as the Doctor grabs the Rani and puts her in one of these pods that old mate Einstein was in. So the Rani's plan here was to turn the brain into some kind of time manipulator somehow and change the course of history and control the randomness of evolution through the universe? What? I was getting pretty confused by everything at this point.
So the Rani's plan is to turn the whole planet into a time machine? But does the Rani not have a time machine? Is she making a time machine right now? I always thought that the Rani had a time machine. I'm not sure.
Anyway, the Doctor tampers with it, the place blows up, and the Rani runs back to her TARDIS. But there's heaps of these handsome devils in the TARDIS. What cheeky boys. The day is saved, the Doctor leaves, and that's the end of the episode.
Hey, we did it! 7 weeks, 7 episodes. I very much enjoyed that story. I think the absolute standout for me was Sylvester McCoy. I can imagine how nervous he would have been taking on the role as the Doctor, and he absolutely just comes out of the gate swinging. I've heard a lot of good things about the Sylvester McCoy era, and I think it might be one that I gravitate towards just because I think it's so much fun and Sylvester's so much fun. It was interesting seeing Mel this episode because I know when they giggle and everything that they mention that she's a computer expert, and they actually said here that she's a computer expert. But the Rani is such a fun villain, and I was very happy with the ending of that episode because just before the episode ended, I was like, damn, I really wish they kind of finished that plot thread with those scary looking bat dudes, the rat bats, because they just kind of seem to have disappeared. But they have captured the Rani in her own TARDIS, which I think is awesome. And this is the last time she appears in Doctor Who, apart from like an anniversary special thing that the BBC just recently put out a statement saying, oh yeah, that's not canon. So this is her last canon appearance just before the Interstellar Song Contest. So I really hope they tell us how she got out of that sticky situation. But yeah, what a fun story. And thank you for watching this far in the series. I am falling more and more in love with classic Doctor Who. It's been awesome seeing these key moments from Doctors, seeing these key episodes that I've heard reference a million times. I know I get a lot of comments saying that, oh, I'm not a real Doctor Who fan, but I'm feeling more and more like a real Doctor Who fan because of this series. So thank you for watching. And thank you for Tim for lending me all of those DVDs, you absolute legend. And I think I will definitely do this in the near future. So please let me know down below what classic story should I watch next. Give me one from each classic Doctor. But please consider subscribing to this channel if you enjoyed this series. I can imagine that it's going to be a nightmare to edit, but it's worth it at the end of the day if you guys enjoy. And yeah, if you subscribe to the channel, there'll be more classic Who stuff coming up in the near future. I don't know how to end this video. Bye, like and subscribe.